Welcome to Yeshiva Daf, sponsor We're holding in Sanhedrin Daf Samach Gimel. We started at Samach Beis on the bottom of the last word. Zok to Gemara Gufo. We have Samach Gimel Daf Atap, Omar, of Ami, Zibeach, Bekiter, Benisech, Be'elem Echot. One went and did the three avodas of Avodah Zarah and one shot. Ein Chayav Elachas. Is Chayav on that only one? Meaning what? Is Chayav only one chatos? If he did it, obviously we're talking about he did by mistake. He's not going to get skill. He can't get skill anyway a few times. But he's Chayav only one. Well, by my time in the Ravami. So this we mentioned before. What is the reason of Ravami? So and yesterday's daf, the Gemara wanted to bring based on the Braiso to say that Ashtachavoyo, it doesn't chalak yotzas or lav yotzas. Or we want to say that now we have a specific pasuk that tells you that you get only one. What is that? Don't worship them. It's all one big avodah. Abaye say that. Why you have three ishtachavoyos? Achas lekedako, v'achas shalokedako, v'achas lechalak. So what does it mean three ishtachavoyos? There's three times it says ishtachavoyo in the Torah. Rashi brings it. Shosh ishtachavoyos leishtachave lehem daseres adibros. That's one. Kilois ishtachave le'lacher. That's another one. And lo ishtachave le'elohim is the third one. Rashi brings over here what we mentioned briefly in the Mishnah. Rashi says, it says also ishtachave lehem in Aseres Adibros, in the second Aseres Adibros, Parash Vayischanon, Shtachava Adibros Achoynos Lo Choshev. The Hadur Kamad Le Moshe Yisroel Ma'asham Yisrael. He's just repeating what he heard before. So that's why it says three. We have three Shtachavayos that says. Why have to have three? So one is to tell you that you're not allowed to do it in the normal way, if that's the way to worship it. One is to tell you that even if it's not the normal way, Shtachavayos also, as we said before. And the third one is coming to tell you that you chayev on each one on its own. Right? So Abaye learns that you need to, on each avodah that you do, you have your own chatos. Says the Gemara, "Ledvar v'Abiyami kolmar v'lei lo sfirli." He said according to Abiyami, but he doesn't agree with that. He himself agrees. In other words, Avami is the one who said that you get one chatos for all avodas. But the Rav Ami learns, but Abaye learns you have chatos in each one. So the Gemara, Abaye shalosh ishtachavoyos b'avodas kachov lam. Why you have three shtachavoyos? Achas lekedarko, achas lekedarko, achas lechag. That's the three things you just mentioned. Similar lekedarko, meichu yavdu agay meilin afko. We already learned the darko. The normal way of worship of the Zohar, we learn from the pasuk, because it says someone wants to emulate the goy. It says, how do they worship? I want to do the same thing. Don't do that. So you already know you can't emulate a goy. Ela achas kedarko v'shol kedarko. So what does it mean kedarko v'shol kedarko? Means it's like kedarko, but it's a normal way of worshiping it. Right? In other words, the shloik, in other words, kedarka v'shloik kedarka. Kedarka is regular, that we already know. Shloik kedarka is going to talk to you about something. It's not the normal way they're worshiping it, but usually you worship it in a mechubadik way. So they do zvicha, they do something on this. One is shloik kedarka completely, meaning that's not. It's completely you worship it in a derech bizoyin. Everyone's going to do chalak. So regular way to worship already know. But when it's not the regular way, there's two different levels. There's one which is derech kavod, that's the Avodah Zarah, they worship derech kavod, and one is derech bizoyin, and then the third lishtachavoy is the chalak. Says the Gemara mekabel olon beloya oim eloi eliyato. Right? He says, "Is my God." Meaning he said, "This is my God is chayav." Lemay. If he said that it's my God, that's exactly he's chayav miso. That's the Mishnah. What did the Mishnah just say? A Mishnah said that if someone says this thing is my God, this is my God is eliyato, so he's chayav. Hello the korban. And pshat is for a korban. If he is chayav chatos, he asked if he did b'shoig. Even the Rabbanon that hold that Negadif doesn't mean a korban, was going to say in a moment. Know why? Because he didn't do a ma'aseh. He needs to do, in order to be a korban, you have to do a ma'aseh. So what's the Vatanya Nechayev al double shesh b'ma'aseh kegoin zivuach kitur v'nisuch, shechting an animal, putting the fat on his back, putting the wine, right? But not something that has no ma'aseh. And here, what's the problem? There's no ma'aseh. Where's no ma'aseh? There's no ma'aseh in the case of when he says Eliato. The one who says Shtachavor is Rabbi Kiva. Don't learn in Maisa. We mentioned over there that you have to have a Maisa, or at least a small Maisa. One of them is Shtachavor. That's only according to Rabbi Kiva. According to Rabbi, to have a big Maisa. Because Rabbi started being a Maisa, and he is not a Maisa. He's just talking. According to Rabbi Kiva that says you don't have a Maisa, he holds if someone says Eliat is good enough. Similar to Rabbi Kiva, that's exactly what Megadif. Someone who cursed, if it says chorus over there, so he's chayav a korban. Because in chorus clearly aim aloi. Kamashvalan dit kush there's a hekesh. Right? We talk about in the case of Chet Hegel, the Shtachave, they bowed down to it, and they said, so why have to tell me they said? Tell me it's the same din. Same din. This is a God in the side. What's like this? When Am Yisrael did Chet Hegel, what did they say? So the Gemara says, what is Elucha? This is your God who brought you from Mitzrayim. Why did it say the word Elucha? Elucha means plural. So the Gemara understands, according to the first sheet though, that it means to say it was a Kodesh Baruch Hu and the Egel together. Both. So what are you saying over here? If you want to say Elucha, you would just say Elucha. You'd say this God is the only one who's bringing it out. So how do we get a kloy? Why do we get a kloy? Because they completely ignore Kodesh Baruch Hu as if he's not here. Nothing. If it says Elucha, it means it's a double thing. It's Kodesh Baruch Hu and Avodah Zarah. It's also very bad. But if it would be a singular form, that would be a problem. It's not the vav will become kloy. Doesn't help, he says. No, it doesn't help. The fact that you said both, that doesn't make it better. If you put a Kodesh Baruch Hu together with somebody else, that's maybe even worse. They just wanted many gods. So they wanted this God, that God, but now that they put together, and that didn't save them. That wasn't the point that saved them. There's a machlekes over here. Was it a beneficial thing they said Elucha l'sharabim or not? Someone who hugs, kisses, cleans, or puts water. So in all these cases, he is what? He is chayiv aloises. He gets malchus also for all these things, except someone who's doing a vow or a swear in the name of Avodah Zarah. Why did he then get malchus? He's just talking, not really doing a ma'aseh. All the other ones come in the same lav. And what is the same lav? The lav is, it says that right? Rashi brings two psukim. Or al tifnu and elila. There's a pasuk that says, don't go after Avodah Zarah. So that includes kissing it, hugging it, sweeping in front of it, washing it, dressing it. It's all included. That's called lav shebachos. Lav shebachos. You learn many details from one lav. You don't get malchus for it, says the Gemara. How do we know that? Because it says, the Gemara's going to bring a few limudim if you learn from the same pasuk. So limud number one is, how do you know someone eats in the behemoth before she completely dies? Don't eat while the blood is still in the animal, and when it's still a little bit alive. Meaning we talk about korban. Don't eat the meat while the blood is still in the mazik. You have to wait for the blood to be thrown in his back. That's another limit. How do you know? You know, the havara means when a person dies, so the avil, they give him food. You don't do that when the person was killed by Bezdin. You don't eat and you don't have a special sudas abelim when he was killed. That means for killing. A fourth limud. When the Sanhedrin kills someone, they don't eat that day. Don't eat when you killed. That's a fourth limud. Another thing, what's the Ben Soya Moyer? He stole food and he ate. Where is Azar? Where's the lav? So pshat is don't eat on don't eat a food that will cause you to die. Sorry, I was five. One says from here, you should have your lav shebachlos. You don't get markers for them because you have many details in one lav. That's called lav shebachlos. So the Gemara says over here, by us, why are you getting markers for these five things that you learn from the same pasuk? Hugging, kissing, washing, bathing, dressing. All this is learned from the same pasuk. Says the Gemara, you don't get markers. Except someone makes a vow or does a swear in the name of the Zohar. Right? The first one's not like it. You all learn from the same lav. That's a mice. That's not a mice because he's just talking. Who can you do? Toma lav shein bo mice loikim olov. Read the whole. It's a lav shein bo mice. You loik on it. That's the din. And lav shein bo mice. You are loik it. So even though you're right, the mitzad, the lav shein bo mice. Even though mitzad the lav shein bo mice, you are. It's lav shein bo mice. We go with the opinion of so you get a makas, and the world's going to bring now the source. Because it says, the more it brings, where is it? Tanya. He says, do not leave food until the morning. You're not allowed to leave the requirement until the morning. And then it says, if you do leave until the morning, Ba'esh Tishrei for you go and burn it. Why it says Ba'esh Tishrei for right after? Something more about it tells you what to do. You burn the meat. That's something on the base. What does it mean? That's called lav hanita kles. Don't do it. If you did it, this is how you fix it. It's called lav hanita kles. Mean don't do it, and here's how you fix it. So that's why you don't get marcus. That's not the reason. There's no mice over here. That's why you don't get marcus. If not, there will be lav hanita klase, meaning lav that's followed by ase. You would get marcus. Why would you get marcus? Because it's lav sheva ma'aseh. You don't. That's sheva ma'aseh loikim olav. That's why you get marcus. In this case, that someone does a neder or shvuah in the name of the Zohar. So if you want to b'shmoi v'ayim mekayim b'shmoi raise it b'loisas. Someone does a neder kayim b'loisas. Neder b'shmoi kayim b'shmoi. No, I know that. The Tanya b'shem Elohim Acherim Teskiru. Don't mention the name of Elohim Acherim. So what do you learn from there? Shelo yoyimar, brothers should not say Odom Shloimon Lechaveiroi Shmor li b'tzad avodas kechovim ploinis. Don't say, hold on, wait for me next to this avodah zarah. Don't mention avodah zarah. Don't say, oh, we'll meet. We want to play tennis, so let's go meet next to this avodah zarah. Don't say that. We don't want to mention avodah zarah in our mouth. Lo yishoma picho. What do you learn from there? Shelo yidur b'shmoi v'lo yikayim b'shmoi. You should not do a neder. You should not do a shvuah. Don't cause others to do a neder shvuah b'shmoi. We'll see in a moment. Acher means a goy. Don't have a goy do a neder and shvuah b'shmoi. In the name of the Zohar. Someone who persuades others to do a Zohar, either individual or a whole city. It says about Macy's clearly in the pasuk that you're not allowed to do it. Someone who causes a whole city to go to do over the Zohar. What does it mean? Don't cause others. A person cannot be a partner with a guy. Why not? Maybe they will have an argument. He's going to say, you owe me money. Say, I don't owe you money. He says, swear. You'll do a swear on the Zohar. So that's why you can't do it, and that is the limud over here. The pasuk it says, don't cause others to do neder shvuah. Says the Gemara, so Ulo came, Bas beKalnavoy. He went to sleep in the city called Kalnavoy, and Kalnavoy is the name of the Zohar. Only Rabbi Basmar. So Rabbi asked him, where do you sleep? You're not allowed to mention your Zoro. How you mention your Zoro? If it's mentioned in the Torah, you could mention it. They could do. Where is this written? So we're looking for the word called Kal Nevoy. So here we have it. Koras Bel, Koras Nevoy. So you have your Bal Nevoy, Kal Nevoy. That's what you have. So what we look, see Veloy. It is not written that. So we talk about a zav. A zav that sees, zav who has fluids coming out of his body, he has to see 3 rears. And you have to have a break in between. What's the amount of the break? So with the break of Migdayon L'Shiloi, what is this? The break, in other words, it's enough to see 3 with 2 breaks. What is that? What is a break? He goes to the mikvah and he wipes himself. Tefillah and swing. So then that's twice. So he has enough time to go clean himself, wash himself, and clean himself up. That's the time. Harez Avgo. What are we bringing this for? Because we're using the word Magdiyoin is the Amr Zara. Omar Ravino Gad Nami Michtav. It does written God. So we do find a similar name of the Zara. That's what we can mention it. Omar Nachman called it Tzenuso Asuro. You're not allowed to make litzanos. Make fun. You're not allowed to make. Except if you're making fun of her dessert. What's the litzanos? We're going to go, this is a Tayudik humor. What's the fun we're going to make? Kara bel, karas nevoy. Bel and nevoy are falling down. Karasu kor yachta, lo yochlu malet maso. Because they can't hold what? The dirt. Their excrement. They can't go to the bathroom. They'll be afraid. So the Am is Abel and the Kfarim are very happy. Is covered the left him. His again the feces, the excrement. So the what is the fun here? He's saying he can't go to the bathroom. That's like making fun of a dessert that they're so heavy, they're carrying the tzoya and they can't carry. That's what it is. It's a lotion, it's a pasuk, and you Yeshua referring to Am Yisrael. Every one of these of Am Yisrael made a little getchke, he puts it in his pocket. When he remembers it, takes it out and he gives it a hug and a kiss. What do they do? It says so they shechted a human being because they made the agolim either drink or kiss, as we'll see in a moment. What is the drasha? People, they were giving the servants, the priest of the Zaro, they would look at someone who's very rich. Say, "Oh, let's get money for him. Let me get money for him." What they did was they took the calves, which are in the Zara, and they starved them. And then they gave them food. But as they gave them food, they put a picture, like some statue, when they fed these animals, these starving animals, they made a shape of this person. So now these animals, in their mind, they felt this man gives them food. So once they see these people, so they run after them. So what do? They made the animals recognize these people, so they ran after them. So when they got after, they said, "Well," he "What's going on over here?" He says, "This Avodah Zarah, he wants you. Come kill yourself for the Avodah Zarah." They feed the Agolim in order to kill a human being. It's not to kill a human being to give the Agolim. What comes first is to feed the Agolim. Someone who shechs, that's what they used to do those days. You used to take your kid and kill the kid over the Zara. Someone who did that, he comes and says, "Come, you can kiss over the Zara." So someone who kills a human being kisses over the Zara. What was the Avodah Zarah? Their shape of the Avodah Zarah was a female chicken. They did nargol. My new Tanagol, a rooster. They did the Avodah Zarah simo. My new Baruch, which means a goat. What's that? Vestirtak. My new Keleb Chamor, it's the shape of a dog and a donkey. They burn their kids for whichever the Zara, Le'adra Melech, Ve'an Melech. Elohei Sepharim, that's their gods. Mind you, what is their shapes? Haperet, the mule, the Asus, and the horse. Now, what's these names? Adra Melech, the Odorle, Lemarei, Be'te'ino, meaning that he gives anybody who worships him, he carries his load. He answers the one who worships him in the time of war. His father wanted to kill him for the Zara. We know salamandra is this animal that comes out of the fire. You take the blood and put it on your body, the fire doesn't control you. So they put the Chizkiah into the fire, but he was saved because he had this special cream that saved him. Says the Gemara, Amisrael knew that the Zohar is nothing. So why they worship the Zohar? All they want to do, they want to have a rice. But if you tell them, you're going to do a rice? I worship the Zohar. That was the excuse, right? That they say today. When the kids come home and say, have many questions, you don't have many questions, have many excuses. Why you want to do whatever you want to do? You don't want to have the control of religion. It says they remember the Zohar. They used to cry for the Zohar. It says that was later, after they got used to it, they became so connected to it, so then they started loving it. I'm going to put your bodies, your dead bodies, on the destroyed Avodah Zarah. Very interesting. So Eliyahu Novi, Tzaddik, he was going after the people that were in hunger. He sees this kid who's dying from hunger. Which family are you from? Is anybody left from your family? I'm the only one left. So I can teach you something and you're going to live with it. In other words, we'll save your life. Yes, I'll do it. If you can do Shemech, you'll live. So says that baby in their Sogdal Dalif, Has, Shah, his parents told him not to do it, he's not doing it. He took the Zohar from his pocket. He kissed and hugged it and kissed it until his stomach blew open. His Zohar fell on the ground. Fell on it dead. So what do you see? You see over here that what? That he loved the Zohar so much. So more again, once they connected with the Zohar, they loved it so much. But originally, they did it only for the excuse to have a rice. So that's what more says that with the Zohar of the Am Yisrael was to do a rice. It was an excuse. It was only to get to the rice. That's the reason they did it. And then we had, once they got connected, they started loving the Zohar as well. Stop over here. Tomorrow we'll see the famous Gemara about how the Sanhedrin were they took away the Tzahara of the Zohar. Have a wonderful, wonderful night.